This little chainsaw right here, very important to me. It's probably the one that really started my chainsawing career. My dad and I, we had an old Poulan 25DA that we cut firewood with, and just a small little top-handled saw. And he wanted something bigger, so we went in together. I think it was late 1981, or early 1982. Serial number here looks like it's 1981. And so 65 cc's, 4 cubic inch, 20-inch bar, and it cut like crazy. It really speeded up our firewood production for burning there around the house in Hiram, Georgia. I also began looking at mechanicking and working on saws, and took a job, opened up a shop for Parker's in Dallas, Georgia. And the shop was in Cartersville. And ran it, didn't do so good. But then the distributors picked me up, and I started getting involved in the distribution side of it, and service schools and those kinds of things. And chainsaws have been good to me over the years. This unit right here basically started all of the history there. Husqvarna 65. This was the first chainsaw that my dad and I bought together. Serial number looks like it's August of 1981. Before that, we had a Poulan 25DA that my dad had bought, and we cut firewood with it for a couple of years. He wanted to get something bigger to handle some of the bigger wood, so we went in together and bought this. Got it from Parker's in Dallas, Georgia. My dad had put it out in his barn. Close to when he passed away, he wanted us to move in that property, so we sold our house and moved in. And more or less, we built another shop facility there at the house, and the old barn was torn down, and I found it in the barn, and I didn't ever even clean it up until recently. And we cleaned everything up, put a new barn chain on it. This is a Husqvarna 65, and it's a 4 cubic inch saw, 65 cc's. A points and condenser and coil. It's not electronic ignition. I haven't even tried to really start it up. Don't think I'm going to. All the fluids are out of it. And just want it for my keepsake. It more or less kind of started my chainsaw business. That's somewhere around like 1981, 1982. Been with me ever since. In pretty dull, dirty shape, but it's been with me ever since. This was one of 2 models that really came strong in the southern United States, the 65 and the 77. The 77 was a little bit larger saw. The 77 cc's had electronic ignition on it, but basically the same crankcase. But this 65 was a good size saw to work with. It sounded like the Husqvarna motorcycle. And so it was quite impressive to be around and run. But that's kind of the history there. And with it all cleaned up and in good shape, we've got a lot of memories to share. A lot of memories with this old saw. 65 Husqvarna, 65 cc's, 4 cubic inch. Old Poinsett condenser ignition system. 20-inch bar we had on it, hard nose at that time. When I cleaned it up here recently, I put the new bar and chain on it. It's quite a memory for me. My dad and I cut a lot of firewood with this particular saw. Been around and stayed in the barn and all dirty. I found it there and cleaned it up. Probably not in running shape, but it's in good shape for me. Some great memories. It started my chainsaw career, I guess you'd say. This piece of equipment and how it has developed over the years, and working with Husqvarna, STIHL, and other manufacturers, and having the shop of my own. And it was the start of all of that taking place. Chainsaws have been good to me.